Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Thrones of Britannia Let's Play as the Kingdom of Mide. So, we're in a fresh turn here, and it looks like our guy, I'm not sure what the EI does there. It could be like Clerkin? The C's are definitely K sounds, but I'm not sure if that's like an E sound or an I sound, or... So it could be like Claire? Because there's an R. I'm just going to say Clerkin. That's easy enough to pronounce. And so we have an option. We can either intervene and stop the wedding, or we can just give our blessing and they'll get married. Now there's no penalty for giving our blessing, whereas like in Attila, for example, we could lose control for this happening behind our back. But in this case, there's no penalty, so there's no real reason for me to step in. Let's see. She's 30, he's 47. Not that that really matters in this game. She's well connected, so he'll get +1 influence, +1 governance, and +10 wealth when governing, plus 10% income, whatever. He's not currently a governor, but potentially we could make him one down the line. Anyway, I'm fine with this. We'll give our blessing. And one of our settlements was sacked. I'll give you guys the rundown on what happened between turns in just a second. A lot of stuff happening there. So, the enemy kind of threw a curveball at us here. They attacked the settlement where we had raised the single unit army to go attack them, or to go, you know, steal their settlements. I thought they were going to go here because it was closer, but they've actually marched themselves northeast toward my main army. So, I think we're going to attack them and defeat their force out in the open before they have a chance to flee, and that way I don't need to worry about their main army. I can then, you know, pretty much just clean up with my big army over here once that's done. Now we are a little bit overmatched in terms of numbers, but I think we'll be okay. Let's see, they've got 3 spears, 3 swords, an axe, and what are you? Melee cavalry, okay. So they have 2 cav. Honestly, I think we can pull this off. Yeah, we'll see. I think I can win this, though. Will it let me? That's the question. So you are selected. Oh, right. I need to retreat first, because we're technically engaged here. So building requires repair. We're not going to deal with that yet. Let's get a level up, though. This is our governor. I'm going to give him... Let's see. Zeal, forager. Food and unit replenishment in our main province would be pretty nice, so I'm going to put a point into this path here. And we'll probably bounce back and forth between those, as well as possibly, let's see, it's not really going to help. That would eventually be useful, but not immediately necessary. I think Bard would be helpful too. It'll slow down enemies in our home territory, but for now that's fine. So back over here, we need to break off from the siege, unfortunately. Yeah, we can't do both at once, and I can't afford to have them running around in my settlement, or my province. So let's go ahead and break off. And that should still give us enough to march over here and attack. So they're saying it's about 50-50, and I'm pretty confident in my ability to win this. So, with that said, let's get a quick save in here, and then we'll go ahead and fight this one. Alright, here we go. Okay, so I'm hoping that we can fight the battle in this clearing here, although the enemy looks pretty content to just sit there. So we are going to have to advance, I would wager. So let's start moving to here. We'll take our time, we're not going to rush forward or anything. While they move, I'll fill you guys in on our deployment. So as usual, we have the archers sort of laid out in front so that they can engage before the enemy starts engaging our infantry. Spears in a line of 3 across the center. I have the weakest one, the one with 77 men deployed in the center, and then the 2 stronger ones on either side of that. Offset just a little bit are the Fianna, the swordsmen, the sword boys as I've been calling them, and outside of them we have the javelin men. So those are going to protect our flanks and hopefully do a little bit of flanking of their own. Then of course the horse boys are set out wide to you know, skirmish with the enemy cavalry and whatnot. And then I have the king and his elite melee cavalry guard in the back here, and we'll deploy them as necessary. Let's get stuff moving a little bit quicker here, because it's going to take us a while to hike over there. And I don't love having these trees here. I don't want to fight them somewhere where I'm going to have trouble seeing, because the AI doesn't really have to deal with visibility issues in the same way that the player does. So having to navigate that really dense foliage there is going to be a disadvantage to us. Let's see if they start moving. What's their deployment look like? So they've just got a random assortment of melee infantry in the front with no real rhyme or reason as to how it's ordered. Excuse me, behind them is their javelins. They do have an archer somewhere. Looks like it's, yeah, that one. And then to either side they have one unit of cavalry. So what I'll probably do is try to bait their general, or he's probably their king. Try to get him to fight my sword boys, and I will commit. Let's slow things down a bit here. Let's get you guys moving a little bit faster. And I need you guys, let's do fire arrows, do not skirmish. Let's get the king over here. You start setting out wide. In fact, you can engage him. Where did their cavalry go? Yeah, see, I can't see it. Get in there, start harassing them. You guys should start skirmishing as soon as you can. Let's get you guys set up in a proper formation. And archers, are you going to start firing? Archers! We better pull you guys back. Yeah, time to go. Not going to risk that. Where's their cavalry at? It's in there somewhere. And where'd the king go? I hate these trees. This is so bad. Alright, so they're starting to move in. I'm going to slow the game down here just a little bit. And it doesn't look like they've put any troops in this area, so we're going to push the swords through, and we'll set up our javelins here as well. Although their cavalry is coming back into the picture. I need you guys to go deal with them. Honestly, if you fight them one-on-one in melee, it should be fine. Can you maybe harass them a bit as well? And swords, get in there. We'll have you start flanking. I need you skirmishing with him. We're going to try to get him to charge, and we'll fight him 2-on-1 with our cavalry. You need to get moving as well. Let's get you over here. Swords, move faster, please. I want you flanking. And where's their cavalry gone? You know what? If they're going to ignore you, yeah, go harass them, because I don't want their javelins doing too much damage to us. Have you gotten any kills there? You are softening them up slowly. Let's get the king in here. They're archers. We will need to watch out for some of those units. And you continue to harass them. Swords, get in here. That unit's going to break pretty soon, so I need you crashing down hard over there. Let's get you over. I need you skirmishing into the backs of those units. And swordsmen, you're going to hit them right there. Gotta watch out for those axes. You know what? Do me a favor and help out right there. You guys, come on, work with me here. Get in there, make sure we win that fight.
The courage of the men in battle begins to fail, and they
my king's a little bit busy, unfortunately.
attempt to break the enemy's forces before they do the same to yours.
Oh, the left flank collapsed first. That's interesting. Can I get you guys hitting them? You two need to start moving on your own. And why don't you help out there? You should be targeting them. How are we doing over here? Could be better. Let's boost our morale on that side. And you guys are engaged, correct? Yeah. You should be skirmishing. Get out of dodge, please. And alright, my cav is hitting those javelins. That's good. They need to be a little bit more mobile than that, though. We'll see if we can break them over here. Can you get back into that fight, please? And yeah, you keep flanking them. Keep flanking them. How are we doing over here? Is he dead yet? As soon as he dies, this should go a whole lot smoother for us. And you guys need to be kind of in that fight. Surf archers. Oh, good, we got him. Okay. Start targeting the... Actually, you know what? Set up here and fire directly into that group. And let's have you firing straight into them. You've rejoined the fray. Let's put you guys here. Watch those... You know what? Engage them. Okay, let's get you in here. Let's get you in there. And that should wrap things up pretty quickly for us. I wanted you guys here. I don't know if you got that order or not. And yeah, start firing into their backs. And you guys are probably best suited over here. Let's get you in on that fight. How are you guys doing? Did a little bit of damage to them, not a ton. You pursue those archers. We'll clean up here. And that is, what, the last unit that's still in the fight? Come on. Come on, start doing something. Please don't just stand there. Alright, that is a victory, I believe. Oh, these guys are still in the fight. Come on, flank them. Get in there. Everybody pile in. Pile in, pile in. You know what? Target those guys. If you guys could rejoin that fight, that would be great. Let's get the king over here. We are going to run down as many of these units as we can, but we do need to win this battle first. So, yeah, if I could get you in there, maybe. And you start pursuing them, because they're going to get away otherwise. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's just run these guys down then. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so before we get back to the overland map, let's just take a quick overview of the battle. So they deployed about 300 more men than we did, but we killed more than 3 of them for every one of us that fell. So overall, our kill to death ratio there was pretty solid. And let's see. It looks like our swords did a lot of the legwork for us, as well as the cavalry, as usual. Our javelins and archers didn't do a whole lot, if really anything. Some of the spear units did alright, particularly the one in the middle that was holding against like 3 other units. And still, actually that's not, that might have been the one in the middle. That might have been the one on the right flank. Either way, this one did pretty solid. This one was actually at full strength and somehow managed to get utterly slaughtered. They were up against this unit of Erig Warband, and so I believe that is why they were completely decimated. But we were able to mop up just about everything except for this cavalry unit and those javelins. It looks like there's a few of these swords as well. But we should be able to crush this army, and then that'll be the end of this faction's strength, at least for the foreseeable future. And then it'll just be a matter of kind of cleaning up and securing their territory. Okay, so close victory. We're going to take the replenishment here because we were pretty beat up by that battle. He will escape though, and that does become a problem for us. So I need you to finish that. We'll just auto-resolve this. And that'll be the end of them for good this time. Take the replenishment once more. And it looks like the king leveled up. That's great. So, what do we want to do here? We could put in another point for quartermaster. That's going to let him move even farther, lower his upkeep costs even further, and give him additional supplies. Alternatively, we could finally start putting some points into champion, which would give him additional command. It'll also make his general's bodyguard a little bit more effective. That is a tough call. Let's see, what does Pillager do? Just lowers enemy morale and supplies. That's pretty interesting. So at the maximum one, it actually stops 4 in replenishment. We're not doing a lot of sacking or raiding, so that's not going to be massively useful for us. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll go with champion. Okay. And you can't quite make it back here, unfortunately. We'll get you as close as we can. And I'm actually going to raise another force here, because we do need to send somebody in to start claiming these. So, we'll raise an army under, let's see, Old Hand or Madman. Let's see. Let's go with the Madman. This sounds like a job for a madman, right? So we'll get you in there. And you should be in the actual settlement for now. Just so you replenish a little bit quicker. But we're going to need to start sending him down this way. Another thing we need to look out for is Difflin is headed back. And it looks like they are directing themselves toward my port settlements. So I might need to garrison our buddy Clerkin here in Linns just to ensure that they don't hit it. The more I play the game, the more I'm finding that I really hate the design decision to completely remove any garrisons from the minor settlements. There is actually a mod on the official forums, or actually no, I think it's Total War Center. I think it's on the Total War Center forums. There is a mod that re-adds garrisons to minor settlements, but this being my first playthrough, or at least the first one on camera that I'm doing for this game, I'd like to represent the game in its sort of default form. I don't want to modify it very heavily and give someone a different impression of the game than there really is. Although I am running one mod. I added a camera mod that lets me scroll out a little bit further. But otherwise, we're playing completely unmodded, and we will for the entirety of this playthrough. If we do additional ones, I will probably play with that mod because I really hate the way it is now. It's such a hassle dealing with all these single unit armies. It really unbalances the game. So yeah, we're gonna need to garrison that. That doesn't really stop them from sailing down here though, unfortunately. There's very little I can do about that. But if they do decide to hit that and land there, this army will crush them on the following turn. So that's a little bit easier to deal with. Oh, and you guys are going to steal the land from me, aren't you? Those bastards. They wouldn't help me before, but now that there's completely unguarded territory for them, they're happy to gobble it up. Let's see if maybe I can direct them somewhere else. I'm going to war target here and see if I can get them to go that way. Are you at war with them, though? That's the question. It would appear that you are. It would appear that you are at war with them. That's these guys, right? Yes. Okay. So maybe that'll sort of get them to start moving south instead. I'd really rather not lose this entire province to those guys, or at least part of it. So we'll see how that goes. But them attacking my guy over there really did slow us down on this land grab. So we have some money to spend. Let's do that. Then we'll take a quick look at politics and perhaps end our turn there. That would give us a bit more public order, which would certainly be nice. It's already pretty high, though. More food would actually be a very welcome addition. And again, there's no real downside to doing this, although the returns do seem to be diminishing somewhat. That's only going to get us an additional 10 more food. And it looks like about 50, like 45 more supplies. Or excuse me, gold per turn, not supplies. It'll give us one more supply. I don't know if that's worth it. What about here? That's just a flat public order bonus. Is that really necessary? I wonder if there's something better that we could build there. Well, I can't tear it down, so I guess I have no option but to leave it there. I suppose I will then. Let's go ahead and upgrade this, because that'll give me an additional 100 gold per turn, plus 10 fame and 2 public order, so that's pretty solid. And is that really all I can afford? It looks like it is. It would appear that that is the case. So let's jump into our faction tree here and just give everything a quick once-over. I honestly wouldn't mind adopting him into our family. He is pretty loyal to us. And now that he's married, he, you know, may end up having children. It'd be kind of cool to have them as part of our household. So is that even an option? What would that take? Oh, almost 2,000 gold. Well, as long as we do it before he dies, it doesn't really become an issue. I just don't know how the game handles characters like that and their children. I mean, it may just be happening sort of off screen. So if he has a son, for example, with his wife that we saw, the game may track that and he might become a noble eventually, but I would prefer to have it happening where I can see it and know that that's the case. So yeah, as long as that happens before he dies, that'll be fine. And right, we need to do repairs, so let's make that happen. It was just this here, so let's go ahead and patch that up, and that's going to be the end of our turn. Let me see how we're doing on time, because those battles tend to be a little bit long, so if we're out of time, I'll just end the episode here in advance off camera and come back with a new turn next time. But if we have a bit of time, then we'll kind of sort through at least the initial part of the turn before we end it. I think we have a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and advance, and then we will see about what the next turn brings. Alright, so Wessex has been attacked by Nordman. I don't know where this faction is. They have no allies, though, and we... Okay, so they're not even on screen, right. Well, we're going to enter the war on their side, of course, so that we don't break our alliance here. I don't think these guys will be any real threat to us. Hopefully, anyways. I mean, they could potentially sail all the way to Ireland, but I doubt it. Okay, so this is a very big mechanic for the Mide faction, so we're definitely going to want to do this whenever we can. But this is the fair, and this has massive, massive bonuses if you do it. So our people have begun to organize the esteemed fair of Tailtew? That's definitely not right, but whatever. Which is due to occur next summer. In order to host it, we require reserves of at least 500 gold and our capital free of any enemy presence. That should be easy enough. The fair is a grand cultural tradition going back centuries. It would be wise to ensure we honor our heritage. So as long as we don't spend all our money, we should be fine. And I don't see any enemies attacking us on our home front, but you know, we'll be extra careful just to be sure. Alright, so between turns, what happened? Our allies claimed that piece of land just as we suspected they would, although they're about to lose some land of their own. And so I think in the future, my goal is basically going to be to get them conquered. I'm going to let this enemy faction gobble up as much of their territory as I can, and then I will claim it back for myself. This faction to our north is a bit stupid, I would say. They let Difflin take one of their ports, and then, rather than attacking them, allowed them time to garrison it. So I could claim this little bit of land for myself. The army here shouldn't be all that powerful. There are 10 units, but they are not at full strength. Most of them are pretty much freshly recruited. Whereas this army is at 9. The problem is I don't really want to be doing a naval assault, so I would need to probably go by land, which would piss these guys off. But that would be a fight that we could definitely win, and it would give me another port. Huh. I'm not sure how I want to handle that, to be honest. We need to get you moving. So... No, I need you going this way. What's the fastest route there? That's the issue. I guess I'll just send you, and whatever route you decide to take is whatever route you decide to take. But yeah, go do that for me. I'm going to give these guys a couple of turns to rest and regain, you know, their men and everything. I'm also going to add a few units to it. I would love to get some more archers. That just doesn't seem to be a possibility right now. So, you know, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. I don't see anything jumping out at me. I wouldn't mind some more swords, but we don't desperately need them. I would prefer 2 more archers and maybe a few more spears instead, just to kind of hold our front line and allow us to skirmish a bit better. But that is not an option as of yet, so... Not going to do it, but we will replenish a little bit first. And I am a bit worried about this unit here. They could potentially run and grab that, and that would be a problem for us because I don't think we can quite get there in a single turn. Yeah, that might be an issue. We'll see. We'll see. But again, I really hate that mechanic because now my very powerful kingdom ready to steamroll this kingdom has to worry about this single unit army because potentially they could run amok and take most of my land if I don't deal with them. And over here, again, we're in sort of a stalemate with them. A bit of a cold war. I'm curious to see how this plays out, because these guys definitely deserve to get their asses kicked for completely abandoning their own territory just to grab a bit of new territory for themselves. And I am not going to help them whatsoever. I've done all of the fighting against all of their enemies, and so far they've done none, so, you know, why would I bail them out? It doesn't look like we can afford any upgrades. Do you guys need any new units? Some more archers over here would be useful as well, but they don't have room for that. I will give them a bit more cav, I guess. And it'd be nice to get them more spears too, but that's all I can do right now, so that's all we will do. Looks like one more turn on our technology. What are we getting after that? It was in civic. So we're doing that. I believe we just keep moving on to the next one. So yeah, we'll keep doing these down the community tree until something else unlocks. Which it may be quite a while because we're not anywhere near some of these requirements yet. Yeah, we're only halfway to that one, and I believe... Oh no, missile units is pretty close as well. 5. Cavalry is at 6. That's kind of surprising, actually. But melee is only at 4. We'll probably get cav first, or maybe spears first. We'll see. The rest of these may be a while. So, research Warrior Society to unlock this technology. Last node in the melee units chain. So, we have to do all of that before this unlocks. Or, that unlocks, sorry. Okay, well, that'll be a while, certainly. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. We'll leave it here. I think that'll be the end of the turn as well. I'll do a quick run through diplomacy and a quick run through faction politics just to make sure we don't miss anything, but otherwise we'll come back with a new turn next time. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Thrones of Britannia with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.